Okay, welcome back. In this tutorial, I'm going to introduce you to arrow functions in JavaScript. So an arrow function is a more concise way in which we can define or create functions in JavaScript. It was introduced a few years ago as part of ES6, and essentially it's kind of considered a more modern, almost a more cool way of writing functions. Now, when you're writing when you are writing an arrow function, you don't need to use the function keyword. So we can write a function without using the function keyword. And there are some differences between the functions we've been writing up to now, the function declarations versus arrow functions. So rather than me talking, the best thing to do is for us to write an arrow function in JavaScript. So we're just going to do one that just logs out to the console, hello world. So previously what we would do is we would use the function keyword. Maybe our function will be called hello world. We'd have our parentheses, then we have our curly braces, and we just log out console.log hello world. Okay? If I save and refresh and go to the browser, we know that's going to work. Why is that not working? I never called or invoked the function. Apologies. Hello world. Save. I was actually confused there. Okay, hello world. Awesome. Right. So that is the old way of us writing a function. I'm just going to get rid of the call to log that out, and I'm going to comment this guy out. Okay. So now what I want to do is I want to write out that function again, but do it as an arrow function. So what I can do is I can actually basically use the keyword const, then provide the function name. So hello world, okay? Then what I do is I use an equal sign, then I use parentheses. The parentheses are going to be empty because this is a function with no parameter defined. Then we're going to have an equal sign and a chevron. So this thing here looks like an arrow. Notice how the text hello world is after changing color. And then what you do is you just have your opening and closing curly brace. We can put a semicolon here at the end, and in here we can just log out to the console hello world. If I say console.log hello world, okay? And if I want to call or invoke the function, all I need to do is just say hello world and have parentheses at the end to call or invoke that. So what we should do now is we should see hello world with 2 exclamation marks. So if I save and refresh, we get hello world. Okay, awesome. So guys, that is how we can create an arrow function in JavaScript. It is a bit intimidating when you first see it, but we're going to do a few examples throughout this course. We'll probably do more than a few if I'm being totally honest. But essentially, what I've done is I've used the keyword const, then I have the name of the function, hello world. Again, note the use of camel case. The second word has a capital letter, so capital W. Then I use an equal sign. Then I have parentheses. Then I have like this little arrow looking thing, so it's the equal sign and then the chevron. That's why they're kind of called arrow functions, because this here looks like an arrow. Then we have our opening and closing curly brace. We have all the code in between the opening and closing curly brace that will run when the function is called, and we have a semicolon at the end. Just one thing to note, JavaScript does not hoist arrow functions. So if I was to try call or invoke the function before it's been defined, if I paste that there and save, we're actually going to get an error. So let's have a look. Uncaught reference error, cannot access hello world before initialization. So that's one key difference between arrow functions and function declarations. The way we've been writing functions in this course so far, essentially JavaScript will not hoist arrow functions. So in that way, it forces us to write cleaner code where we define the function before we make a call to the function. When I say call the function, I mean, invoke the function. We're telling JavaScript, hey, go call that function. Okay. Yeah, so that's it. I'll see you in the next tutorial. So this is a more modern and concise way of writing functions in JavaScript. The syntax is considered more concise and cooler. Key difference is really, in terms of syntax, you don't need to use the function keyword. you have this cool little arrow thing here. You can use const before the function name, and if you want to call or invoke the function, just write out the name of the function and then parentheses. Okay, so this was our first arrow function in this course. We'll do another one in the next tutorial, and then we'll do arrow functions with 1 parameter, 2 parameters, etc. That's awesome. I'll see you in the next one.